First, my name is Rotalia. Today, we are going to talking about the first evidence of the bubble net feeding and the formation of supergroups by the East Australia whale of humboldt whale during their southward migration. At the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, technology became more and more mature. The demand of the body parts of whales getting higher, causing the number of whales dramatically decreased until the middle of the 20th century. Total number of East Australia whales became decreased from 30,000 to a few hundred. But when the International Whaling Commission announced a policy called International Convention for the Regulation for Whaling, the number of East Australia whales began increase. According to the statistical at 2015, the East Australian whale population had grown to around 24,000. Hence, the scientists could see the behavior that's not seen before. And you guys may wonder, what does the capital breeders mean? It means that the creatures store their energy when the environmental condition is better to them, and stop eating and rely on their energy reserve for reproduction or migration. And this assumption was based on the previous study showed that the impeded stomach of northward migration whale and few sightings of feeding behavior on the migratory routes and in feeding grounds. But when more insights on them, the more and more evidence show us during the migration, the East Australia whale will replenish means resupply their energy during the way to their feeding ground, means reproduction ground. Next, we are going to talking about the humboldt whales. Usually, the elder humboldt whale individuals are usually around 11 to 16 meters in length, and they weigh approximately 25 to 40 tons, depending on their gender and age. Additionally, younger individuals are usually 3 to 6 meters long, with a weight of around 1 to 2 tons. And humboldt whales also have a special morphological mean your appearance. Not fused mean not together. And means an outward rotating lower jaw mean 有下巴 and copes. Their spaced organ can bend over 90 degrees. The eastern population of humboldt whale general name is Megathera, and the genus name is Nova Angli, mean coming from and sea from the England. Usually, the lifespan of humboldt whales is around 40 to 15 years. They are widely diffused to and often seen free itself by tourists. When summer comes, they migrate to the high latitude and become a group because it is easier to gather the food like krill and small fish. Scientists define the group of humboldt whales over 23 individuals per area called a supergroup. And in spring, they return to the Southern Ocean feeding ground. Also, the group formation could be seen. And you may wonder why the ocean so large, the humboldt whales still can fight each other in the large ocean. Because they have a special skill. He can use their sound to communicate with each other, and their sound frequency is between 40 to 4,000. And whale can use their communicate with each other, allow them to grow up, swim under the sea, pour air into the sea. And their diameter of the bubble net is up to 30 meters. And more a more interesting thing is the human first hear the voice of hummingbird whales was sound as noise from helicopter or submarine. And the other scale of hummingbird whale, for example, is surface lagging feeding, also called expanding pre-feeding. Lagging means running. Now, a hummingbird whale itself can run through the pair group or pair and open its prey to feed the food. Next, hummingbird whale also can share their tail to make the pair faint or even trapped by bubble. But this is consuming more power and low efficient, and not very suited in oligotrophic ocean, because which means is shortage of low pressure, and oil in this area is only silent and impacted. And during our talk, we spend the sorry, I drinking water. During our talk, we use the September to October to 2020. We use the 34th day to observe the group of whales, and we from New South Wales to Victoria and Tasmania, and we use our naked eyes and drone to observe the hummingbird whales, and use the research boat and tourist boat as the vehicle. And we found out, based on our store and statistical data, bubble netting was observed 10 times, and usually the bubble netting follow with the supergroup formation. Supergroup also was observed 6 times, and the individual in groups out to 90 and even more. This is the first science report of hummingbird whales interesting behavior in Australia coast, and also the second evidence of supergroups appear in the South Hemisphere. And we want to tell you is not that hummingbirds are not the capital breeders. They are the chance chaser, and the supergroup formation are also with the population density and food availability. And you guys may wonder what the bubble do act in the nature. Do you ever thinking about it? I want to tell you, bubble also can apply in our daily life for flotation, in micro flotation. This is maybe translate in Mandarin is better, and this is my citation. And more advanced intention is when we can use the French mean 边陲 on this specific organ. The French and the angle of these organs can define the different type of hummingbird whales, and lagging and pre-feeding called as engulf. But the NTU professor said this is engulf, and the next video is show the engulf video. And the BGM is not a really sound of hummingbird whale. This is made by the human. And you can see the hummingbird whale pitch over 90 degrees. And this is my presentation. Thank you for everyone listening. Thank you.
Can you just move to the second page? What do you mean the bubbles are simple enough to nature?
Usually, the people think bubble is just as the bubble. It's not important in nature, but we found out that bubble also can apply in our daily or even in ocean. For example, my graduate project like bubble whaling, human whaling. Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, can you explain the supergroup again? I I don't understand it.
Okay. Supergroup is mean that the group of over 23 humble whale in per area called supergroups.
Okay.
Can you move to the feeding page? Do you know why its name surface lung feeding? Because lung is our
Lung.
Yes.
I know what you are talking about. Yes. I don't know. Because they are also talking about logging is meaning from running. So maybe it's according to their organ. So I'm not a biologist, so I don't really understand it.
Could you please explain the capital breeder again? Thank you.
Capital measurement is stored energy when the conditional in the environment condition is better to them. For some 基础生产力高的地方primary production. No, yes, I forgot it. Primary production is higher, or some fish or some quail. I show this called quail. 中文 Mandarin is 磷虾 and some smell fish. Based on their fringe is called 边穗 in my base slice. And based on the fringe, he can filter the different size of the prey, so he cannot swallow our human body or something. So sorry, I drink water. Because I got a PE case after. They can swallow the human. Do you ever hear the news about the maybe Norwegian or something? The sub. Someone play with the sub and suddenly swallowed by the humble whales. But after the 3 seconds, they will go out and come from the sea surface.
Thank you.
So Rotalia, he is the very first speaker. So apparently, can you stay here? Yes, you have to be video recorded. So he has a very easy to follow slides. That's nice. So you see that he added here and there these small images to make his slides more friendly. This is very nice. But apparently there are some parts to be improved. So the very first thing I would like to point out is, I cannot play it. Okay. I think you have to sort of correct your pronunciation. I think you, yes. Sometimes I think I heard you pronounce humble.
Yes.
I was really thinking, what is that? Humble is, yeah, okay. And then here, I think in your introduction 2, 3, 4, there was something that you need to pay attention. So you have very nice short sentence on the slides, which is nice. However, when you have these simple slides, simple text, but you were talking a lot. You had a very, very long line. You have a very long line, and there is no keywords printed. For example, think about the questions they ask. One of them asks you, I think one of them asks you what is capital feeder, and one of them asks you super groups. So when you were talking about it, if you can print the keywords related to the explanation of these keywords, that will be very helpful. Not just these keywords, but also their definition. Like a supergroup means a certain number, you can print the number on the slides.
Okay.
And the text is, the artwork is okay. So you see it's large fonts and color-coded keywords. Okay. And then, and here, this is also, he did not use the boring header like introduction, results, conclusion. His header is different, so it's an informative header. And then, however, I think what is missing is I do not see the purpose of this study. So I don't know what is the purpose. And then, this is the only result slide of the study. However, my feeling it was presented only shortly. So if I were you, I will enlarge this photo and then I will print keywords next to the photo and show it by animation, like, okay, this is the point where you should look at what is bubble net and how many humpback whales are there, etc., etc. I will explain the photo carefully because this is the data. Sure. And another thing that was missing is actually, although you this might be related to the scientific purpose, I mean the first one, okay? However, I think my feeling is, I read the paper yesterday, and my feeling is you did not present the scientific context well, okay? I think you should tell the audience that previously people think humpback whales, they feed only in Antarctica waters, not in other part of the ocean. So if they migrate without eating, okay? But this is the first evidence showing that, no, they migrate and eat, okay? Because they feed in Australian waters, not Antarctica waters. That's the most important finding of this paper. Yep. So you should present it this part next time. And next time, if you want to show video, don't show it this way. Put it into introduction, okay. Not as the after conclusion. It's a little bit strange. Okay? Okay, thank you.